Hello, world. Welcome to my life's library. I am at this beautiful corner. I never ended up recording my before desires. Now here we are after. The entire summer's over with and fall is coming around the corner. I wanted to recall the past summer and what I wanted from my summer. I knew I was going to be leaving soon, so I wanted to do things that was going to be exploring the state that I was in. Mainly because I wanted to be able to explore my hometown before I left. That was something that's very important to me because while embarking on this journey of travel, I'm going to find places that are beautiful and wonderful and just the epitome of what I want or desire in a place that I'm living. But I am also very aware that that could probably be the city and state that I grew up in, and I just wasn't aware of it because everybody in Indiana always says, well, it's Indiana, it's boring. It's boring if you make it boring. So there were a couple of things that I wanted to do over the summer that I'd never done, never explored, and here they are. So the first thing that I did like early on in the summer was I went with my friends to go see Indiana's largest waterfall, which let me tell you, not that much at all. Indiana's like actual natural waterfall, and it was really fun. It was fun to stand underneath the water that was falling, and it was cold and it was a little painful, but it was very welcome. And it was really nice to go and spend time with my friends there. And then another small thing that I did is I ended up going to Muncie with Davey to pick up the cargo box for the band, and we decided to hang out a little bit there. We went to a little brewery. We ended up going to a little spot to eat lunch, and it was really beautiful there. Like, I very much enjoyed it. And I feel like it's the simple things like that that made my summer important. When I ended up quitting my job, I wanted to do the whole, what are they called? I always call it the drunk bike. It was something where you pedal around and you drank. I wanted to congratulate myself by quitting my job. So I wanted to do that with all my friends, and that was really, really fun. You get a lot more intoxicated than you think because you're like actively pedaling. So when you stand up, you're like, oh my goodness. One thing that I wanted to do for a couple months, and it didn't really end up coming around, was to go to the IMA for my birthday to see the Van Gogh exhibition where they project things onto the walls and ceilings and the floor. Maybe not the ceiling, but the walls and the floor. And it's just this whole like immersion experience. And I had seen some things about it, and I thought it looked really, really cool. But then it was Van Gogh, and like that's kind of cool. I will probably consider this my favorite thing that I did this summer. Was I went splunking. We had Davey, who's from Salem, who grew up around like splunking and cave diving, and he told me the story of when he got stuck in a cave and almost died. Take us splunking, and not to the place where he almost died, but like tours happened. It was like our own little tour. Davey was our own little tour guide, and that was really exciting because it felt more personal with nature, of actually being the only few people there to get to experience that at that moment in time. I am a sucker. I am a sucker for water. And there was like a little fall of water that was absolutely beautiful in and of itself, and feeling like the water gushing from that, such an experience. It feels so energizing and makes my body feel alive. And when we got inside the caves, it was very, very cold, freezing, one might say. By the end of it, my feet were just absolutely just done for because of how long we had been in the water. Because we were walking through like the cold water the entire time. We got to the end where there's this really pretty waterfall inside the cave. It was really fun exploring. I saw a bat. That was cool. I don't know. I think that most definitely was like my favorite thing from my exploring this summer. And one of the last things that I did before I left was go to the old Coca-Cola factory. I don't know what it's called now, Bottle Works? Maybe? On Mass Ave. I'd wanted to go there like the entire summer, and we finally went at the very, very end and played some pins and played some pinball. And it's a really pretty area. I still prefer tappers myself, so I can actually go play old video games and just chill, but it was a really cool area. It was nice to be able to do all the things that I kind of wanted to get done in that category of exploring before I left. By exploring other places, like that desire of exploring and that feeling that you get when you're exploring, you can actually have that feeling of that excitement while you're in your hometown. Like I'm sure that there are many things that you haven't explored in your hometown. Like I hadn't explored any of these things, and I'm sure there's so much more that I hadn't actually explored before I left. And I'm sure one day I'll figure what those things are out. This desire to want to explore and leave Indiana for a very, very long time. And I haven't gotten the opportunity to exactly do that until now. But I didn't want to leave to go find all of these wonders of the world that aren't just specific to that area. Like there are caves other places. There are like caves where I could go explore. I didn't want to think that the only exploring that could happen was not in my own home state. And it was also really nice to be able to get to hang out with my friends the entire time while I was doing all of these things. There's a lot more exploring to do, and it won't be in my hometown this time. So, next time you tune in, I might be in Canada. Thanks for being here. Okay.